Did you enjoy Jamaica House? All right, thank you. All right, for those who weren't here in the beginning, the Q&A or the introduction, my name is Al Gregg, writer, director, producer, and I'm also up here with the co-founders of the Jamaica House Club, actually, my man David Ferguson. It was actually Howard and Dave's idea for the inception, and the thing is, we were all best friends. We were little elementary school, you know, we were a crew, so they brought me and Mike and our boy Mike O'Connor over there. And you know, I'm so thankful for all the people who came through. I may not even be able to say everybody's name, but I'm gonna call you guys up at the end. But I want to shout out, you know, like Hingy, Evilly, Paul Stewart, Money B, and there's I don't know, my girl Julie Z left, and I'm sure there's somebody's forgetting. Shout out to Carlin, great job on the PR. I'm gonna bring all you guys up here, people who helped with the film. But just real quick, Jamaica House is kind of my love letter to Los Angeles. I don't know if that comes through, but the city is like almost like another character in the film, another main character. We were all born and raised here in LA. I grew up in Baldwin Hills, Crenshaw area, along with Dave did too, and Howard, and we all got bused though. If you guys remember, like I'm dating myself, but this is the 80s and the Reagan era. We got bused to West LA, Westwood, and Jason. Shout out to Jason Sugars. We all went to just, you know, junior high and elementary school together, and we ended up going to Beverly Hills High, and that's where I ended up hooking up with Mike. He was already like family with Howard, and we were just a tight little crew, so it made sense for us to do Jamaica House. One of the things, I guess, I just want to move things on a serious note, because while none of us expected the club to turn into what it did, we were just like these little party guys. I remember I wasn't even 20. I was, you know, sneaking into clubs, you know, at that point in time. And we just wanted to have fun. I mean, you know, we were all creative guys, you know, and I give props to David and Howard because they're really good businessmen. And I think Mike and I are kind of kindred spirits as far as like being very creative. So it was a nice balance, and we complimented each other. But we had no idea it was going to turn into what it did. And you can see the kind of evolution of hip hop as you saw the evolution of our friendship and of our characters each. It's a coming of age story. A coming of age story not just for the four main guys, but a coming of age story for the music. You saw hip hop go from happy rap, De La Soul, positive rap, KRS One, Public Enemy, to, you know, obviously NWA, Ice-T, all the hardcore gangster rap. And I just want to shout out though, real quick, Ice-T and the Rhyme Syndicate, and Evil too, because Ice-T doesn't get enough credit, and their crew doesn't get credit for being like the fathers of gangster rap, because everybody just remembers NWA, and you remember Ice-T too, but just because NWA probably did it, you know, on the biggest and made the biggest splash, Ice-T was the first person that I heard talking about gangster rap and the crime rhyme and rhyme pays, and that's one of my favorite classic albums. So shout out to Ice-T, and we're trying to get him more involved in the film. He says he's going to be more involved. With that said, I think you guys noticed the climax of the film. Right after we have the Los Angeles riots, what we call here the rebellion or the uprising, and you get to see how Jamaica House was a flashpoint, not just musically, but socially, culturally, and politically. You know, you saw where we smuggled Tupac in the back. There was like a line 3 blocks down, police barricades, LA was burning, and we were able to sneak him in and get him to dish just that little freestyle against, you know, LAPD and Daryl Gates, and, you know, just really just talk about, you know, the plight of the unarmed black man getting killed. And obviously that's something that's very relevant to today. So I think one of the things about Jamaica House, in addition to being like very special to my heart, it's a piece of history. It's like a flashpoint in history and in culture and in society. So with that said, I guess we'll probably go on to, I guess, to the next stage of the Q&A. I don't want to hog it, but I also want to let my partners get a chance to say something too. What should we do, Alton?
I'm saying the word.
Okay. All right, here, David and Mike.
I just wanted to thank everybody for coming out. You know, I think that was a very special time in music and hip hop, and this is just a great way, I think, to honor that time and to really understand, you know, how hip hop came to be where it is today. I think Jamaica House maybe played a small part in helping to kind of promote it and kind of take it to the next level as far as, you know, Los Angeles is concerned.
Yeah, Dave and I were just talking about that night when Tupac was supposed to perform. We had to, I mean, the riot police were all out in front and we had to shut the club down. We didn't even go on with that night. But I remember a lot of times that, you know, we would all sit together at the end of the night and talk about how we can make this club better. And I think what we emphasized, we really wanted a multicultural club. We wanted walks of all races. We said, well, there's not enough white people. We got to get more white people in. So I'd bring the white girls in. I would. But we tried, and our message was, you know, reggae and hip hop and a free spirit. It was almost, you know, maybe it was a culture that resembled what it was like in the 60s. For me, that's what it felt like. You know, it was very free-spirited. People could wear whatever they want. We did start having a dress code. I was against the dress code.
Me too.
But, you know, because we wanted everybody to be comfortable and be in a place where, you know, and what night we did it on Wednesday nights, you know, an off night, and that place was just packed every Wednesday night. You know, and I would say, well, people don't have to go to school or work, or, you know, they don't have any. But it was a great time. I had a great time doing it, and working with these guys was just amazing. This is the first time I've got to see this, and I just want to let Al know, man, you did a fantastic job. Thank you, man.
Woo!
And I want to thank you, everybody, for coming.
Okay, at this point, I'd like to bring up all of our guests, all the people who are in the film and all the artists who are in the film. I invite you to please come up to the stage and participate in the Q&A. And if there's somebody I forgot, please come up anyway. Shout out to everybody. And Mark, thank you for filming. We can take you off the clock now.
No
you
problem.
Keep filming. All right, so let's get everybody up here. Let's get my man Paul Stewart, Jason Sugars, Henji, Eva Lee, Money B. Who else we got? So anybody out there at the back from the Jamaica House crew, feel free to come up. And please remind me if I'm missing somebody.
Sorry, excuse me.
So everybody, I guess we're gonna see, this is like a reunion. All of us, we haven't seen each other, you know. In some cases, years. And one of the toughest things about producing a film, obviously, is bringing all the different elements together, but this was particularly hard. We started gathering footage about 8 years ago, almost a decade ago.